Well, I don't know if any of you have heard, but there's something going around called the COVID-19, and we may have a little bit of time to start working on our businesses, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, it's Jess and Melissa from Bodify Academy, and we're excited about doing this video. So something that we wholeheartedly believe is, as business owners, you have got to find time to work on the business, not just in the business. And Melissa, is now a good time to work on the business?
Well, I don't know if any of you have heard, but there's something going around called the COVID-19, and we may have a little bit of time to start working on our businesses, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. So, maybe not what everybody wants in this exact moment, but turn those lemons into lemonade and get some stuff done on the back end that are really important. So first and foremost, I would say before and after galleries are a really easy thing to start spending your time doing. We all know that before and after photos are the best sales tool that we have, and so getting them really pretty, making them consistent, and putting them in templates so you have to share in office, on your website, and on your social media platforms.
Yeah, we know that they're awesome selling tools, and sometimes we just get behind on creating those awesome before and afters. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a link in our bio, and we have some videos that just walk you through how to create before and afters, how to use the templates. I think it'll help us out there that are stuck at home and have nothing but time on our hands to get those done. So
yeah. Perfect. I think something else that you can work on is cleaning up your database. So something Melissa and I often hear from other CoolSculpting providers is, I have this database, I send out these e-newsletters, I send out text messages, but I don't know how active my database is, how relevant it is, and how engaged they are. And so now is a really good time too to kind of go in and clean up and get rid of those people that maybe don't have an interest, they're no longer there, or for whatever reason their emails have been bouncing, so that you can have a more accurate reflection if your emails and your text messages are being effective, because you know who is actually actively engaged.
Deliverability, I think, will definitely improve if you can get some of those people out of there. So we're definitely going to spend some time doing that.
Of course. Something else is virtual consultations. So interesting, I know a lot of people do virtual consultations anyway. I go back and forth on them. I think that there's a lot to be said about person-to-person contact and someone seeing your space and feeling your energy. But of course, in this scenario, I think virtual consultations make a ton of sense. And let's talk about a few of the ways that we've found, it easy to kind of engage with people virtually so that they're still wanting to buy CoolSculpting.
Yeah, so I think this is a hard time. Everybody wants to pull back their money on marketing and do all of that. Well, if we just change our marketing and we say, hey, we know there's an interest in CoolSculpting, now might be not the time to do it, but let's sit down and have a virtual consultation. We all have time on our hands. We're gonna use a program, Zoom or Join.me. We can send out an email beforehand. We can let them know, what we're gonna go over. We can send them a link so that they can fill out the form so we have all of their information in our system. And we're actually I should go grab them right now, but we're gonna send templates of the CoolSculpting applicators so that they can print them out themselves, they can cut it, and it's not gonna be a perfect science, but it can help us figure out what the treatment plan would be. I don't know, I think it's gonna be an interesting way to do it. I don't know, it might be hit, it might be a miss, but it'll keep us doing something if we're all locked away.
Yeah, and I think people are gonna want to do it 100%. And I think something else that you can do is just be light about it, right? I'm gonna say, oh, here's that coffee that we would usually give to you when you come in, and then just make sure that you have full disclosures for people too. If they're signing up and wanting to move forward, just say, hey, this is not the ideal situation, so we need to leave for some wiggle room in case you come in and we recognize that the treatment plan we built is not going to be effective.
And that kind of leads into, e-commerce, right? I think we don't, in our day-to-day business, have e-commerce for CoolSculpting, and we've done it when we do our Black Friday specials or we have our grand opening sales, and we've had a huge success when we sell CoolSculpting online. And so I think, being able to sell them 1 or 2 cycles to kind of lock in their special Corona pricing or whatever you want to do.
Be careful with that one, right? Hashtag too soon.
And then, maybe do a special, do a sale, say, hey, we're not able to see you right now, but we're trying to support our staff. We're trying to keep our business up and running. We are a small business. The only way we do make money is if people are coming in. So people want to buy gift cards online, or if they want to prepay for their treatments, or if they just want to take advantage of the great pricing that's happening, or even the BD special that's going on. Try and figure out a way to sell things online. We're even going to try and do like a giving component around it. We can give back part of the money that we make towards, helping feed kids that, aren't in school or something like that.
Yeah, and something else I think that's important too is in any environment, but particularly an environment like this, I think gratitude is absolutely key, and appreciation for the things that you have. And so Melissa and I said, it's really important that the people that have supported us and have allowed us to become a multi-million-dollar business and successful, that they're going to want to hear from us during these times too. So guess what? If your staff is around, if they're working from home, if they still want hours, go buy 1 million thank you cards and just start doing handwritten cards to the people that have allowed you to be successful in the past. Not only will you be top of mind and it's the right thing to do, but you could also conjure up some more interest that way too.
Yeah, and I think we're looking at, doing a two-pronged approach with that. We have the physical handwritten card where we're just saying thank you, we hope you and your family are well, we're thinking about you, and then you can also do a voicemail drop. So there's, programs that you can use that for very inexpensively you can drop, 15,000 voicemails into people's, well, hopefully it's not 15,000 into one voicemail, but to your database of 15,000 people. And, again, just say, hey, we're just checking in on you, making sure you're okay. And I think that kind of, thoughtfulness is going to go a long way when all of this does turn around.
Yeah, I think that was a huge opportunity for businesses to earn loyalty with their clients by still being a resource, so offering things that are helpful and also showing that appreciation. And then, back to some other stuff that's not so ethereal, but actual nitty gritty, what can we do? Blog posts, doing e-newsletters. I mean, I know for me personally, they're one of those things that are kind of always on the back burner. I'm like, well, there's a million things I could do other than writing a blog post about CoolSculpting, but literally have every single one of your staff members write 1 or 2 500-word blog posts about their personal experience with CoolSculpting, about an experience they had with a client whose body was totally transformed and their life felt so much better. That's just all content that you can then, put out on your social media, obviously put on your website, which Google loves, and just repurpose that content so that you're staying active and doing things to build a business.
Yeah, and I think even like e-newsletters, this is what a great time to sit down and mark out 6 months and what every month am I going to talk about with CoolSculpting, and you have the perfect opportunity to sit down and do it now so that when things are busy, you just easily drop it into your database and send those out.
Yeah, and how many of you look at your website and go on it and you're like, oh, I want that changed, I wish I could update this, and oh, I don't have time for this. I think now is a perfect opportunity also to kind of comb through your website, see any opportunities that exist for you to kind of get up with the times. If you're talking about it being FDA cleared and being 3 years old and 2 million treatments worldwide, well, guess what? Those things are no longer accurate. So read through that content, spruce it up and make it more relevant, because one of the things that we know is when people look at your website, if they don't get accurate information, obviously their trust and their belief that you're a credible source for information is obviously going to go down if you're saying things about CoolSculpting that are outdated.
Another thing that we can do, I know that Thanksgiving and Black Friday is super far out, but we always feel like we have this awesome Black Friday plan and we're going to have it done, and then it never gets done, and it's the scramble in the last minute. So what a great blessing to be able to come into the holidays and have all of that already fleshed out, what you want to do. I think for us, I don't want to overwhelm myself and say I have to do all of these things, but pick a few of these things and, schedule it into your day and get done what you can get done, and do the things that bring you joy and, are exciting and that will, actually move the needle in your business.
Yeah, and just kind of pre-paving those things. Something else, so for us, whether you have a CRM or not, I think CRMs are very important. So again, a CRM is just a system that allows you to automatically reach out to people, educate them, nurture them, and also will give your staff reminders to physically pick up the phone or text or email people. But something that we learned a long time ago when we first implemented a CRM was don't be too ninja, right? If you try and segment your database too granularly, you're just going to be overwhelmed with content. So what we've realized over these 5 years is, guess what? Maybe males need different content than females. Maybe a 70-year-old wants us to talk to them differently than a millennial. And so now is a really good time too, if you do have a CRM, to kind of look at those high-level buckets and say, okay, is there a way to make this more relevant to the person that I'm sending it to? So for us right now, we're working on male content. Obviously, fat doesn't discriminate, but we want those males, when they get our educational emails, to be like, holy mac, this was specifically written for me and I wasn't just thrown in as an afterthought.
Yeah, and even if you don't have a CRM, if you don't even know what they are, we're happy to send you a link. Jess has done a really good kind of high-level webinar that talks about what a CRM is, why it's important, why it'll help your business. If you want to learn what it is and you want to kind of get more familiar with it, now is a good time to do that. So we can send you a link for that.
Yeah, and something else, when we go onto other people's websites, because obviously we're looking at what competitors are doing and other CoolSculpting providers to get good ideas, a lot of people still have the same old FAQs that were copied off CoolSculpting.com, really belabor those CoolSculpting FAQs and not only put them in written form, but also in video form. Ask your staff, what are the 10 most frequently, top asked questions that you get when people are coming in. And even if you think they're stupid, guess what? Sometimes they're not, because that's literally what humanity is thinking. And just take the time to do videos and write them out, because again, this is stuff you can do during downtime, at home, self-quarantine, whatever you want to say, and you can just get some of this stuff out and just rock and rolling and putting it out there.
That makes me think of another thing. Video obviously is king this day and age in the digital world, so having captions, like none of our videos have captions, and so
yeah,
this
bad
is,
news there.
hey, we have the time now, let's get some captions done.
And then I think lastly, and this one will just kind of wrap everything up, self-care, right? As business owners, it is absolutely reasonable that everyone's like, holy shit, what is going to happen? How long is this going to last? How long is business potentially going to be depressed? But just working on yourself, really, and just having that mindset that everything is going to be okay, and that your thoughts and your feelings do create your reality and your experience, and just really being a visionary for your organization and not getting sucked into the negativity and the end of the world, because guess what? That just doesn't help anyone. So we are all going to be okay. Melissa's calling it quarantine 15. We know in these next few months, when everyone will come back out into the light, they'll be like, holy shit, I need to freeze my fat.
Yes, I'm hoping to go quarantine 15 the other way, because I don't have time to exercise and eat really well and garden and
drink wine, do all those things we never have time for.
Meditate, all of those things. And if there's anything that we can do for you, I mean, we don't have all the solutions, but sometimes just having this community that if you are scared or nervous, like, let's all talk to each other and check in on each other and make sure everyone's doing okay.
So again, it's Jess and Melissa with Bodify Academy. We appreciate you tuning in. We hope you got a few little things that you can extrapolate from this video and start working on from the comforts of your own home. Hang in there, everything's gonna be okay, and there's enough fat to freeze for us all to win.